Well, we are in Miami Beach, and it is sort of disembarkation day for a lot of other people, but not for us. We're on this spacious ocean view balcony. This is our back-to-back day, so you guys are gonna get to experience the back-to-back. We're here, you can see, they got the doors open between all the balconies from here all the way through there. And yeah, so you guys are gonna find out the process of how to do a back-to-back when you actually change rooms. So this time we made the mistake of not keeping the same stateroom, but all we're doing is we packed up our stuff. We didn't leave anything hanging because we just wanted to keep it easy, but all of our luggage is right here, ready for them to take over to the other room. We actually have to go to the Star Lounge on the 5th deck, and they're gonna have all of us meet there. We need our passport, C-Pass cards. They're gonna take us off the ship, go through the little customs, whatever, and then come right back onto the ship. So goodbye to the spacious, or spacious balcony, and we're going down to 2 interiors, which is what I would recommend that you book 2 of the same category side by side or next door to one another. If you get 2 balconies, book them right next to each other. If you get ocean views, get them right next to each other. If you get interiors, get them right next to each other. Or suites on that matter. Get them next to each other. So I'll see you guys in the Star Lounge. So here's one thing you get to see on the back-to-back. You get to see all of the cabins are open. They're getting everyone's rooms prepped. Pretty much everyone is off the ship. Actually, they just made an announcement about 5 minutes ago for people to go to guest services. Guess something's wrong with the money, must be the money. Shout out to Nelly. And here you are, you see, there's that long line of people at guest services having to settle up something. I don't know what the issue is or what the issue might be, but yeah. But you can see there's still a few people, a few stragglers on the ship, trying to get their last bit of money's worth. But this is the promenade, if you guys haven't seen on Freedom, or if you haven't seen any of the videos or even through a tour, this is a promenade. It's long and it's skinny, just like the way some ladies like it. No, but the reason I say that is because on Harmony it's wide and short, like some ladies like it. I found out yesterday from the head waiter that there are only 30 people that are doing the back-to-back. So I'm actually quite curious to see what the demographic is of people that's doing the back-to-back with us, because I mean, we're a lot younger. We're not super young. She's in her 30s, I'm in my 40s, and I got kids with me. But I'm curious to see if there are gonna be a lot of older passengers, because this portion of the sailing, the 8th through the 12th, is Monday through Friday. Here is the wonderful Star Lounge. Yes. So let's walk inside here. Yep, it looks like, I can already tell there's some older folk in here doing the back-to-back. This is a lounge where you can book to do certain things. I'm actually quite surprised that they don't do the nightclub here, or at least that 3-day sailing they only had the nightclub at Studio B, the Olive and Twist, and I think that was it. Those are the only 2 places they had the nightclub. But nice little lounge space, you can see, with the white seats, really cool. They use this spot to do a lot of like game shows and like family type of activities and game shows. We just got our consecutive cruiser C-Pass cards, so we just got our new C-Pass cards. Pretty smooth process so far. Keep you posted.
Order 0 from any house phone. Mrs. Kamachi, Janaki Raman from deck 8.
You hear the announcements.
Mr.
People got to go to guest
Sylvester
services.
from deck number 8.
It's not a good sign. Some must be the money, like Nelly says.
From deck number 8.
Oh, I just noticed something. That I hear the snacks and coffee that they offer. This is what they got for everyone. Doing the back-to-back at the water, the coffee, I guess was this assorted Danishes. Right now we're waiting for them to gather us together. They're gonna take us off with our C-Pass cards and our passports, and then we're gonna come back on. But I'm actually out here on deck 5. Deck 4 is right there. There's actually a stairway that walks right up here, and if my memory is correct, if you walk straight up here, this will take you to the helipad. Yes, it is. I am correct. This is is the helipad. Now, I can see a ship there. There's a small ship. I can tell by the colors of that ship in the back, that is Carnival. That's the MSC Magnificent. But yeah, and you see all the cargo containers. This is a really nice view, and I think I'm actually going to take advantage of this when it comes to sail away. So far, back-to-back's lovely, and wow, this is my first time on the helipad. This is actually pretty cool. I'm definitely going to come up here again, and obviously there's a stairwell on the other side that will take you the other way, and you can go right down. So now we're being escorted off the ship. We're on deck 4. There's the Port of Miami right there. So far, the process is simple. The process of scanning off to get off is kind of like scanning once you leave to go on a cruise port. You scan your SeaPass card, they look at your picture, make sure everything's copacetic, and then boom. We're making our way down the escalator. We're going slightly back to reality. Well, that was done. Going through customs, clearing, boom, boom. Now we're about to, looks like, walk back onto the ship. As you see, I'm back here where everything started on Embarkation. So it's actually kind of funny on the back-to-back. Well, actually, it didn't really start here, but we made our way here during the disembarkation and embarkation. This was the meeting point, the Star Lounge. So get used to this place. But what's funny is, it's funny seeing all the new passengers come on board with their luggage, because they're just like trying to find a ship. They're like lost. They're like, oh, where is everything? Check this out. I was talking to a guy on the first leg and he was saying how, hey, because he's been on Freedom, he said a bunch. And we were on the 3-day portion. Now we're currently on the 4-day sailing. And he said, boy, he's like, just watch the weekday sailing. The vibe's gonna be totally different. He said, there aren't gonna be as many Latinos on board, and I definitely see what he's talking about. So if you don't want to be around a bunch of like wild and rowdy Latinos, or just if you don't like Latinos in general, don't come on the 3-night sailing out of Miami, especially during the weekend. Don't do it. Just like if you don't like black people, you're not gonna go to most countries in Africa, or if you don't like black people, why would you go to Jamaica? It's sort of like that, because there are a lot more white people on this sailing. I can already tell there's a very good mix. I saw very few Latinos on this sailing so far, but it's kind of funny to see the contrast between the weekend sailing to a weekday sailing. It's funny, I just experienced a horrible elevator experience. We ended up on the elevator that was broken, so we kept going basically nowhere. We were going up and down, and we had to transfer off and go to a different elevator. That was an experience. Look, compared to Embarkation Day, yeah, it's a totally different vibe of people that's out here, like compared to that 3-day portion. Up here on the pool deck, a lot of people were smart. They brought their gear and everything. Here's one thing about a back-to-back, or I guess a regular sailing. The one cool thing about it is you can actually come to the gym and get a good workout in with no one in the gym. Like, you don't have to fight for equipment or nothing on the back-to-back on the Embarkation Day, because all the new passengers, they don't even know where the gym is. One, they're not even set to work out, and it's not even something that's on their mind, even if they're a workout enthusiast. So if you are a workout enthusiast, bring your stuff and get your workout in quick, because what can happen is that vacation mode can set in, and your good intentions to work out can turn into bad intentions, and you're just eating at the wind jammer all the time and getting fat, and then you don't work out on your vacation at all. So a good way to keep the momentum going is come get your workout in on Embarkation Day, but especially on the back-to-back, if you have been working out on your first sailing, work out on Embarkation Day and keep that momentum going. That's a tip. So I just got to notice that our rooms are now ready, which, unlike some of the other passengers who may not get their luggage, we have our luggage. Our luggage is already in our room. My wife is actually already there, and we actually we were a little cheeky and got access to the room a little earlier. Like I was saying earlier, like the vibe is totally different. Obviously you still get like the flavor and all that, but you can see the vibe is totally different. I can already tell just from looking out here on the pool, you're not gonna see as many boob jobs and BBLs. You can see there's actually one ship over here sailing away. There they go. There goes Carnival, the Carnival Conquest. So they're going back out again. But now I'm gonna go back down to the promenade. I gotta go to guest services, check out some stuff. But I'm gonna show you guys what it's like in the promenade now. All right, you guys see it, I'm walking past Sorrento's. I'm gonna avoid that place for now. I think what I'm gonna try to do, because on the first day of the 3-day, I avoided Sorrento's. I think I'm gonna try to avoid it again on Embarkation Day. Here's the vibe you see here in Sorrento's. And again, like port merchants, they're not open because we have not set sail yet. Now, of course, this is next cruise. Like, you can look at all the stuff. Ooh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab this because I gotta look for some sailings for 2025. And I'm gonna look at, because I don't have anything planned for 2025. If you watched the last video, I'm not gonna tell you. Go watch the last video. Yeah, you'll see what I booked for 2026. We were actually dining on deck 5, which this is actually what we're on now. I'm actually gonna try to get a sneak peek at what table we'll be at. As you see, like everyone, they're getting ready, etc., etc. The table that I'm sitting at, it is 406. We were actually at this table for the last sailing. We were at this table right here, 927. I'll give you a sneak peek of what it looks like, or where my table will be. I'm coming in the right direction. 415, 411, hey, 409, 407, and if I'm not mistaken, this should be our table, 406. So this is our table here, 406. So we'll be looking right outside here. We get a somewhat obstructed view. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Probably would have been a little bit better if we could have had a seat here. On 5, it's actually better if you're sitting by the window because there are no obstructions up there. But it would have been awesome to have one here, but it is what it is. This is the same menu that we had from 3 days ago. You see, I'm gonna be ordering the Southern Fried Chicken, New York Strip again, and I'll be getting, where's the cheesecake? The royal cheesecake, I'll be getting 2 slices. So I gotta be careful with this New York Strip because I might end up with the gout foot. So if I'm not too careful, I might have a gout foot. Okay, so I sorted live. I actually came to Sorrento's because they wanted to come. Maybe I'll just only have 1 slice. Keep you posted. Okay, so I actually had 2 slices of Sorrento's. We're back up here at the Lime and Coconut, and I want to check the temperature on this sail away to see how much different it is than the 3-day. There's definitely a lot more kids, even in this area. Oh, we also have a different cruise director than we did on the last sailing. So, which actually he was saying that the cruise director was sick, so he was filling in for the cruise director. So look, these people, they're not as lively like the last cruise. Look, there's more kids. It's not. See, the last one, it was packed on the last one. This one, it's a little different. These are our rooms. We actually booked 1313 and also 1315. So these are 2 connecting cabins. These are interiors. But as you walk in, this is again, an interior. King size bed right here. Of course, they're together. Nightstands on either side. You get the TV, just like the balcony that we had. You get the fridge, and we, of course, have wine. Why not? You can bring it on board. And still, again, you get 2 outlets. I was thinking, like, oh, maybe it's just whatever. But from an interior stateroom to a balcony, you're getting 2 outlets. I don't see any other outlets anywhere else. So on Freedom, you definitely are going to need to bring some outlets. Now let's go into the bathroom. Oh, and by the way, tiny little chair, really, really tiny. And bathroom, look, remember how I was talking about in the balcony, how I thought this was, you know, just like, oh man, I thought he didn't fully dry this stuff down, but no, these are just little water droplets. Bathroom is pretty much the same. I will say this about the bathroom situation. Depends on the cabin. But I remember in the one in the balcony, we did not have good water pressure like this. Look at this. Look how good that water pressure is. Amazing on this one. In the sink itself. The shower pretty good. I will say the hot water is a little bit temperamental. Maybe that's just this cabin. I don't know. But, and you see here, you have this door. This divides both of the interiors. You just open this thing, and then here is the interior where the kids are staying. So if you're booking a back-to-back with kids, especially, I definitely recommend that you book it and have them in their own stateroom, because even in the balcony, it was cool. But the bad part was with the pull-out couch being out all the time, especially if your stateroom attendant doesn't service your room twice a day, it's gonna suck, because you're gonna be stuck with that couch sitting out all the time. And it's really annoying as far as your comfort and your ease of access through your room. So in my opinion, if I could have done this over, I would have just booked 2 connecting interiors for both legs instead of that balcony. But again, I made the mistake when I first booked it. I didn't think I was gonna go on this crazy cruise journey. And one other little thing I didn't mention was the closet. The closet is pretty much the same as that Ultra Spaces balcony. I think with the Ultra Spaces balcony, I had more closet space, but this is the room. So this is where we're rolling. Oh, and by the way, you get these curtains that close from here to here. You might be wondering, like, why the hell do they have those curtains? I actually kind of figured it out. Because these are connecting rooms and you may have the possibility of someone coming in between your cabins, you can close this to where they don't open it and disturb you with either light that they may be using or whatever, or they see some stuff they don't need to be seeing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a little dark, but check this out. So in the other cabin in the balcony, this must be a freedom thing. They have scary horror movie lights the way they come on. They flicker before they come on. See that? They do that little tap dance. They're like Gregory Hines. Look at this bathroom. See that? If you have epilepsy and you planned on coming on Freedom of the Seas, please be very, very careful, because you can go into a seizure. And I don't have epilepsy, but I will say it threw me off. Like going from dark to flickering those lights on, it really threw me off. And I was like, what the hell is going on? It was like really messing with my brain. But that's one thing, if you're not prepared for it, it can kind of, and I'm just speaking for myself. I know for me, it was really throwing me off. But I got to get down to dinner. Oh, wow, it's actually 5:45. That is our dining time. I've actually snuck out of the main dining to run and go get a view of the helipad, because when we get done with the main dining, we're actually going to the ice skating show. But boy, it is like super windy. But the view is amazing up here. It's a really nice view. But it only sucks that you got to contend with the wind. Actually, it just died down a little bit. And you can see Miami off there in the background. That is where we left from. You can see how the waves are kicking. Look, it's just like spitting. You can see right there, it's just like, it's just spitting. You can see that. Now, of course, this ship is making a lot of these waves. More seasoned cruisers, they look at this and they're like, this is nothing. Which, in my opinion, this is nothing. This is just, you know, a little blip on the radar. So, oh, and by the way, I ordered the Southern Fried Chicken and New York Strip, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm sticking true to my word, and I got 2 New York cheesecakes coming. So stay tuned for that. All right, there we are, New York Strip, Southern Fried Chicken. I got 2 sides. Yes. We got to do it. I'm stumbling out of the main dining like I'm drunk. Oh, that was so good. All right, we're here in Studio B waiting. This is Freedom on Ice is the show, so hopefully this should be a good one. They got a pretty big house in here. And like I told you guys last time, Last Sailing was the first time this crew was doing this show together. But it wasn't too hard finding seats too. I thought it was gonna be, because obviously you see like it's a packed house, but we found these seats over here on this side. The thing is, like, most people when they come into Studio B, they just come straight in and they try to either go to that section there or like right there, but most people don't come to this section, or they don't come to the section that's over there on the side.
The sun
I'm here in the Star Lounge. Behind me is a promenade. It's kind of funny because right now the guys are actually playing some music, and the tune, it sounds very similar to Harmony. They had the guys with the sax, the drums, all that stuff. They were playing in, I think it was Central, yeah, it was in Central Park, if you ever seen that video. And they're actually playing the same tune they were playing it. So when I just heard it, it actually sounded really familiar to me. Today's gonna be a chill day, you know, not a whole lot. I feel really tired for some reason, but I'm just gonna try to chill today. But I'm still gonna get y'all some content. What I'm actually really curious about is how lit is the nightclub compared to the first day. Okay. Compared to the first day. Excuse me, man. On what was it, the 3-day? I have a feeling, I'm taking bets. I don't think the nightclub's gonna be that busy. Not like the first one. Yeah, I don't think so. All right, I'm here watching the men's national championship game. Honestly, I'm not really here to watch this, but I'm actually kind of tired. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of wore out on this Embarkation day, on this back-to-back. I might try to take this to the room. It looks like this game is on ESPN. I think they'll probably have this in the room. As it stands right now, UConn is up by 2 points on Purdue. And the scene here in Playmakers, yeah, it's quite busy. There's a lot of people here, and it's, you know, it's to be expected. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think there were more people here for the women's national championship game, but you know, that says a lot about the women. Look at me, I'm overlooking the promenade area, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. I can say one thing I don't like about this back-to-back process when it comes to changing rooms, and why, like I'm keep harping on this, like, man, keep the same stateroom. If you book one, keep the same stateroom. The thing that I don't like is when you get used to that stateroom on the first leg, you really get used to the layout of the strip and like where everything else is in relation to where your room is. Then you switch another room, especially if you're letting them pick your room, man, it's a crapshoot, because now this new room that we're on deck 10, 1313, and I'm over here struggling. Actually, is this our, wait, no, 131. Okay, see, again, don't even know where my room is. This is just crazy. Like I'm so lost when it comes to this room. I'm just like, I'm struggling to try to figure out, all right, where am I? Like, because we're in midship, and me personally, if I choose a room again in the future, I'm gonna choose a room either forward or aft, because for me, that's easy to digest. That mid stuff is like, ugh. But I'm gonna chill here, I'm gonna watch some of this national championship game, and I'm gonna get back at you. Wow, that is super windy. But man, I literally just woke up. I was watching the UConn Purdue game, and man, I was tired, but man, that just actually woke me up, that wind. But we're actually going to the club. I promise you guys I'll go, so I'm going. I'm not gonna promise that I'm gonna be here all night, but you can hear playing lights out. Yeah, so I guess they're turning up. Oh yeah. Now here's the thing, like, are they turning up like the first night? Okay, it's not bad compared to the other night. It's not bad, but the other night it was way better than this. Check it out. I'm gonna roll down to the promenade. We're in the elevator. You see, it's pretty cool. So look, we're gonna see if it's lively or not. Oh wow, it is not that lively. But again, like this is what I expect. I expect this. So this ain't the weekend crowd, but as far as the rest of the promenade, like it's not too crazy. I mean, the streets here are pretty empty. I mean, what was it like last night on the final night? The promenade was
like in the morning.
Yeah, the promenade was busier last night at like 3 in the morning. It's only 11:40 right now. But this promenade, this is nothing. Wow. man, the weekend crowd.
People was like screaming here partying.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, if you guys want to party, definitely do the 3 days. If you want to chill a little bit more, do the 4 day. You get a real cool view right here in the promenade. You see like decks 6 through 8, you got these little things by the elevators where you can come out here and actually look onto the promenade. You see the elevators are going up and down. This area of the promenade is very elegant, real shiny, kind of that old world feel. So a lot different than a lot of the other modern stuff.